Here we are at the beautiful surrounds of CIT Bruce campus at the Canberra Institute of Technology. And my guest speaker today is Isabelle Moeller, the Chief Executive from the Biometrics Institute. Thank you, Isabelle, for joining us today and welcome to Australia. Could you tell us a little bit about the Biometrics Institute?
Thank you for inviting me. The Biometrics Institute is a not-for-profit organisation that was founded here in Australia in 2001. And it was set up to provide a platform for the biometrics industry, initially in this part of the world, to share best practice and knowledge around this new technology.
What are the main aims of the organisation?
The aims, or we call it our mission, is to promote the responsible use of biometrics. And by that we really mean to provide guidance to organizations that are implementing or potentially implementing the technology on understanding how this needs to be done, especially with due consideration to privacy and data protection. So we really try and give our members a place where they can come together and learn about important issues such as privacy, data protection, vulnerabilities of biometrics, but also meet the vendors and the technology providers and the researchers, where they can really have exchanges about where the gaps are that may still need to be filled and to improve this technology even more.
You have a very senior position in the Institute. Could you tell me a little bit about your position and your job responsibilities?
As the Chief Executive of an association, my responsibility is obviously to ensure that everything we do is done professionally and on time and on budget. So I manage a team of 3 people here in our Australian office, but we also have an office in London. There's 3 people that I manage there. I report to a board of 9 directors. They set the overall strategic direction of the organisation, but my task is to implement the strategic plan and the budget. So yes, it's quite a lot of responsibility in what is still quite a small organisation with a large membership.
Yes, a very busy job. As a non-profit organisation, how do you go about supporting biometrics on an international scale?
As a not-for-profit organisation, we reinvest the funds that we create through the membership revenue and the events we run in specific projects for our members. So back in 2006, we developed a first privacy code, which then was really targeting the Australian market. We developed those results into more general global guidelines on privacy for our members from around the world now. We established a biometric expert group, vulnerability expert group in 2010, who include representatives from UK and German government, but also Australian experts and US experts. And they focus on discussion around sensitivities and vulnerabilities or weaknesses in biometric technologies. So all various projects that are created to help our members to achieve the mission of promoting responsible use. Just most recently, we started looking, for example, at a trust mark on biometrics. Again, something that should be issued for a product or a service, and any of our members from around the world should be able to adopt that. So that's a new project we're working on.
So it seems that security is not your only focus for the Institute. What other things are you focusing on throughout your Institute's mission?
In the early days of the Institute, back in 2001, because obviously the world events that took place, there was a very strong focus around security, in particular homeland security and border protection. We now are seeing quite a strong shift in the last 2 years, probably, with the introduction of biometrics on mobile devices. So while we had a focus very much on a physical environment and the use of biometrics in passports and for access control, we certainly now see much more focus around identity management, in particular also in the digital world. So it has certainly changed. Security is still an important topic, but not the only one. It is about creating, secure customer service for citizens, people, to have a secure and safe life.
Where do you see the future of the Institute?
that is a very interesting question. I was asked probably back in 2004 or 2005 by one of our members, do you think the Institute will still be around in 5 years' time? Which was a bit of a shocking question at the time, and I was not quite prepared for it. Interestingly enough, that person I met about 3 years ago in London when we just established an office in London. And we were both laughing how we wondered where we would be or whether we still be around. So we have started off in Australia back in 2001, moved into New Zealand with our activities in 2004. In 2011, established an office in London. So I don't know where we're going to go next, but hopefully we have now achieved a global brand that raises awareness around biometrics and its opportunities, but also sensitivities. So maybe it's Silicon Valley, maybe it's the moon, I don't quite know, but I'm sure we'll still be around in 5 years' time.
Thank you, Isabel. It has been a pleasure speaking with you and finding out about how the Biometrics Institute is working on an international level to support the biometrics technologies of our future.
Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you for your time today. Enjoy your trip back.